Hi all, thank you so much for your massive and strong words of encouragement on my first ever video I did in Power BI on sales dashboard. Today, I want to take you through this simple HR dashboard. On the screen, you have the various departments. We have the years, we have head count, number of employees. We have active employees, terminated, male, female. We have marital status. We have employee by department. We have employee performance. We have recruitment source, employee satisfaction, state. And on our left, we have the salary total and salary per department. If I click, for example, on production here, everything else will be loaded based on the selected department. Okay, so as you can see, everything else is loaded based on the selected department. If I deselect this, we get back to every record that we used to have before I did the selection. Okay, without wasting too much time, let's look at the steps that will be taken to get this done. We'll import the CSV file, create the background using PowerPoint, create a measures table, create and format the visuals. Okay, so let me go to my Power BI desktop and import the CSV file. Okay, so it's HR data. Now, while waiting for the data to load, let's start working on our background. Okay, so I take this out. Take this out. Let me quickly look at my data here again. What's happening? Okay, so let me click load and go back to my PowerPoint. Okay, so the first thing to do is to change the background color. So right click, format background. Okay, so I'll make it this. Then I'll bring in my shape. This. Six. No, it should be the width rather. 6. And this I'll make it 4.8. Yeah. Then I'll format, change the color. And then on my right, I'll make it white. Then I'll go down to the line, select this, take this out, make this color, and then on my right, I'll make it blue. Okay, so this is not bad. Okay, so I'll copy this, put it down here. I'll copy another one, bring it up here, reduce the size to maybe, I'll give the height 1.8 or 1.9. Then I'll give it a weight of 7 or 6.5, depending on how you measure it. Okay, so let me copy this guy, put it here. I want to bring this up a bit here. Bring this like this. Okay, so I'll copy another one. Okay, this should be 5. Okay, so I'll copy it 5 times. We need 5 of this. Another one. Okay, so 1. I think we still have some space, maybe 5.3 will do. So 4.3. I don't know if this will be okay, but let's try it. 5.3. Yeah, so 5.3. Okay, so I'll bring it here, select the rest. I just kind of double click. Okay, so select the rest and then go to arrange horizontally. Okay, this is okay. I'll copy look it down here and give it a width of maybe 8 or 9, 8.8 or 9. Let me see the size of her. See, let me see 9. I can push this to my left so I can have enough space here. So I'll use this space. So 1, 2, 3. Arrange and align, distribute horizontally. Okay, so I can also push these two this way, then get some space in between. Okay, so the next one is to glue those down. Okay, copy, paste here. And then paste this here. Okay, so this looks okay. You can make it better. Let's save it. As PNG. So I'll give it a name like HR background. Save it as PNG. Okay, so just this one slide is okay. Good. Let's go back to our Power BI desktop. Now we have our data loaded here, which is fine. Okay, so the first thing to do is to bring in our background, canvas background. I'll go and select that file we just created, HR background. Now we'll not see it until we bring this to 0. Okay, so we have our background ready. Okay, good. Now let's look at what we have here. Okay, so I'll bring in my icon and this HR dashboard label. Okay, so number 1, I'll go to insert image. I have the moon, make this small one. Okay, I just downloaded this from somewhere on the net. Good. So let's bring in our text box. I want to change the size to 18 and see. Okay, this is fine. Let's change the color to, and this is the color I use. You see the color here? Yeah, it's blue. Okay, so let's make it blue. Let's change it to the darker one. Okay, so I'll resize it and then pull it to this side. Use my arrow key to reposition it. Take out the background. Okay, so that's nice. I think we are getting there. The next one is to bring in our slicer for department and the year. But first of all, let me put in these text boxes. So I can just copy this, paste it, bring it down here, or send it to where it's supposed to be. Change the content to department. Reduce the size to maybe 12. Okay. And then the color to, we'll change the color. Okay. Okay, so something like this. Good. So let's put our department slicer. Let me use the arrow key to push this up a bit. We'll put in our department slicer. So let me go to visual, select slicer, select department here. Let's format the slicer. Okay, so we format the slicer. I'll select tab or drop down. Yeah, this is a drop down. I'll select drop down, reduce the size, go to general effects, take out the background, and then bring it to the top here. Another thing I need to do is to remove the slicer header. Okay, so I'll bring it a bit down. Okay, now make it bold. So I'll go to values. Okay, so let me see how it is here. Okay, and the background is kind of different. So let me go here and select background. This. No. I can go to more color. Something like this. That's okay. So we have the list of our department here. Not bad. So here now, let's put in the years. Now, if you look at our data, there is no year there. So we need to create a column that will contain the years. So I'll go here, add a new column. And use the hiring date to get the year. My PC is kind of slow. Okay, so this is going to be hiring year. So we'll year it. Hiring date. So this will give us the year. So here we have our hiring year. Let me go back to my visual, select the slicer, and use the hiring year. So I'll drop another slicer, select the hiring year. I'll format it, select tab, drag it this way, just resize. I'll bring it to the top here. I want to take out the slicer header. Take out the background. Resize this. So I think this looks okay. Let's make it bold. Okay, so here I'll make it blue. Use this label here don't need this. I want to copy this rather. Still copying this. Copy. I think it will work this time. Then I'll put it on top here and KN here. Okay, so we are good here. We have the years. Let me just use the labels right away. So this is going to be head count. Let me drag it here and then center. I'll copy it, paste, all over. Drag this here. Do the same thing for the next one. Do another one. I prefer to copy this further. Another one down. Just 3 more. Another one down here. One more. And one more up on the salary side. Okay, so it looks okay. We are getting there. So let me look at what we need to do. We need to bring in the head count. So how do we get the head count? So we need to calculate the number of rows. So here I'll create my measure table and start adding the measures. So let me first create the measure table. Enter data. All measures. Then I'll click load. This usually comes with a warning, but I'm fine. Okay, so I have my measure table. Now let me start adding the measures for the head count. So here, new measure. Okay, so this is going to be head count. Count rows in our table. So the table is HR data. Okay, that is number one. This will give us the number of rows. We know the employees are unique. Okay, so that is number one. Number two, so let me pull in the card visual. Okay, and then select head count. What is the color of my head count? So it's blue. Blue bold and no category label. Blue. Let's take out the background. Okay, so I can drag it here, reduce the size. Okay, so we have the head count here. Nice. Okay, so the next one is active employees with their percentage. Okay, so let me quickly do that. We need to create a measure for active employees. So new measure. Before that, let's go to the data and see something. So in our data, there is a table which is for employment status. So you can see active, terminated for cause, and then voluntarily terminated. So when you click here, you see that there are three types of statuses. So what we are going to do is to create another column or create a group and merge these two terminated. Okay, so let's quickly do that. I'll right click here and click new group. Okay, here what I'll do is I'll just group only the active, then I'll group these two as terminated. So I'll use my control to select the first one and the second one. So I'll group it, double click this to rename, make it just terminated, and click OK. Now I can go back to my visuals. This is it. So you see on your right, you have employment status groups. So I can rename it to status group. Okay, so I can go back to my visual. and get a list of active employees and those that are terminated. So let me create a measure. The measure is going to be active and then another measure for terminated. So first measure for active. Is equal to calculate from head count. Then here we'll look at the group column that we created. So status group, filter it by active. So this should be able to give us active employees. So let me create a card, or I can use the existing one. Let me just copy this and paste here. Okay, this should be smaller because we are going to bring in the percentage. So let me reduce the size. To 35. Okay, good. Now, this is going to take our active data. Now, this is it. So we have 207 active users. Let me click this here and see how many active we have. 1 here, 207, okay, 208, good. So I think we are getting there. Okay, so I need to get now the percentage. How do I get the percentage? I'll do a division of the head count by the active. So I'll go here, create new measure. So here I'll make it active percentage is equal to, we use the division. I could have gone ahead to do active division head count, but for us to be able to control it, that is if, for example, there is an issue, we can default it to 0. So divide active head count, and then if there's an issue, we can give it a default of 0. So that is for active percentage. So what I'll do is to copy this card and pass it the active measure. Okay, so I have it here. I'll make this very small. I'll go here. I want to make it 20. Maybe 15. Okay, so I have it here, and what I want to do is to use the active percentage instead of active. So I'll select active percentage. 0.67. Let me select this and make it percentage. Okay, so I want to take out the decimals. Okay, so when we look at what we've done here, there is a line in between. So let me quickly add a line. So insert, line. And then here I'll go to rotation. I think it's 270. 270. Yeah. And then we drag it here. We can push this percentage a bit on this side. Okay, so we drag this here. Good. Now, to make it faster, let me change this to active right away. This is going to be terminated. Here, male. And then here, female. Now, to make it faster, let me group these three. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'll right click and group it. Good. So I can copy and paste. Let me select all as one, copy, paste it here. Copy, paste it here. I made a mistake somewhere here. So let me just select. Take it out and do it again. So let me paste. Then I'll paste the last one for female. Okay, so now we need to do another measure for terminated. Okay, so first of all, let me take out this delete from model. Yes. We'll create another measure for terminated, another one for male and female as well. So let's start. New measure. So this will be terminated. Then we do calculate. We take in the first one, which is head count. Then we use our status group, filter by terminated. So this should be fine. Okay, so to bring in the terminated, I'll double click this. Take out active and use terminated. Okay, so 104. Now we'll do the same thing for the percentage. So let me just copy what I have here and edit it. So I'll create new measure. Paste this. Just change this one to terminated. And also here will be, this will be terminated. Okay, so we should be good. Now here, I'll take out the active percentage and replace it with the terminated percentage measure I just created. So I'll take this out and use terminated percentage. Okay, so I'll do the same formatting. Use this. And then take out the decimals. Okay, so for terminated, we are good. It's left with male and female. If I select this, we should have only records of 2006. Okay, so we can see some blank here. It means that there's no record. And we should be able to default this to 0. And we do the same thing for active. So let me go to active and use the if is blank. So this is what I'll do. Let me copy this part and do if is blank. So if this part is blank, close this here and say it should be 0. Otherwise, it should give me the data that is in there. We do the same thing for terminated. So here, I'll copy it first. So if it's blank, so if this is blank, it should make it 0, else it should bring the data. So this time, we should be able to see 0 for terminated, and the same thing for its percentage. Okay, so this is okay now. So now we move to male and female. So I'll add another measure for male and another measure for female. So new measure. So male, calculate, head count. So this time we are using the gender column is down here. Filter it by either male or female, but here we are talking about male, so it should be M. And what we did for terminated and active, I think we should do the same thing here to check if it is blank. So if it's blank, close it here, 0, comma, paste here, then we should be fine. So I'll do the same thing for female before we do the percentage. So let me copy all this. Go here and do new measure. Okay, so I'll paste this here and then change it to female. Here will be F. Here will also be F. Okay, so we are good. Now the next one is male percentage and female percentage. Okay, so let me add another measure. Okay, so I'll name this male percentage, which will be divide male, comma, my head count. Nothing, give us 0. Okay, so I'll add another measure for female percentage. New measure, female percentage, Okay, so female percentage equal to divide female head count default 0. Good. So I'll go here. I'll go to my male visual. Double click and select male. Then I'll go here also to the percentage, remove this and select male percentage. Okay, so I need to do the formatting. And change this to 0. And I'll go to my female card as well. Take out the active, make it female. Do the same thing for percentage. So let me double click this. Take out this and select female. I'll go here also, take out this and select female percentage. Now I want to format this to have the percentage and then change this to 0. Okay, good. So I think we've done a good job here. We have our head count, the active, terminated, male, female. Okay, so the next thing to do is to look at what we have here. Marital status. So let's do our marital status using donut. So I'll use the donut here. Okay, select head count. And select marital status. Okay, so let me drag it here. Take out the background because I already have the title. I'll take out the header as well. So let me go down here, take out this title, go down to details, labels, make my value bold. Okay, go to general, check out the background, check out the title. Okay, so this is okay, this is not. Good. So we have our marital status. So head count by marital status or employee by marital status. There is a D here. Okay, so this is good. Let's look at what comes next. Employee by department and employee by performance. So here is going to be employee by department. Here will be employee by performance. Okay, so the department, we use the bar. So let's go here. Select the head count. And select department. Okay, so let me drag it here. And what I want to do is, instead of going to select, remove the background and all those things, let me just select the first one I did here. Select the format painter, get in here and click. Okay, so it has taken out the background for us. I don't know what else has been taken out, but let's remove this. So department and head count should be taken out. So I'll go down here, remove the title. Then I'll go to X as well, remove the title. Now I want to bring in the data labels. And for the bar, I'll maintain the same color. Let me just maintain the color. So this looks okay. For X, maybe let me make this bold. Yeah, so this is fine. So you can see 209 for production, 50 for IT, sales 31. So that is employee by department. The next one is employee by performance. Okay, so we use pi. I'll select the head count and then select performance score. Okay, so let me drag this guy, bring it here. We go down. I'll do what I did earlier by selecting it. Go to format painter. Bring this painter here and see what I have. At least I know the background will be taken out. Then I can take out the title. Okay, so the title has also been taken out. Then you can see we have what we want. Let me look at what I have here. Okay, so that's basically what we need here. Okay, this is nice. Now, the next one is recruitment source. So let me go back here. We use the bar. I can copy this. Put it down here. Okay, so we recruitment source. So I'll select it, select the head count. So it's already taken at the top. Yeah. So here, instead of department, we'll select recruitment source. Okay, so what's happening is that we need to change something here. So let's go here and move this to X. Okay, so we have this nicely done. Now we need employee satisfaction. Now there will be a bit of work here. Let me just change this first. Employee satisfaction. Okay, so let's go to our data and check something. Okay, so in our data for the satisfaction status, when you come here, you see employee satisfaction. They are in numbers, so we need to bring in either if or switch. So when it is 5, highly satisfied, 4, high, 3, acceptable, 2, low, and then 1, very low. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Let me go here. So employee satisfaction. I'll use the switch. So I'll add new column. New column. So when you look at it here, we have acceptable, high, low, very high, very low. Still waiting for our column. Okay, very good. So here, let me expand this very well so that we can see. So here is going to be satisfaction status. I'll use, just press shift enter to get to the next line. I'll use the switch, pass through to it, comma, shift enter, come down and say employee satisfaction equal 1 will tell us what very low. He is not happy. So we can copy this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of shift enter, I was pressing enter. So let's come back to it. Okay. Shift enter, shift enter, shift enter, shift enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we take this out, we can close it here. So when it is 2, it is low. 3, acceptable. Okay. 4, high. 5, very high. This guy is happy. Okay, so we should be good now. So let's look at our new column. satisfaction status, what it has. So you can see very high, high, and stuff. Let me take out this. So you can see our new column very high. So let's look at this column. 5 is very high, 4 is high, 3 is this, 4 is this. So we should be good. So let's come back to our visuals. The next thing to do is to use our pie chart for our employee satisfaction. So I'll copy this guy, bring it here. Sorry, my PC is kind of slow today. So we do that for employee satisfaction. And the next thing that comes is the map. So I'm still waiting for it to load. So I bring it here. Select it. Head count is already selected on top there. So I'll come down here and deselect this and select satisfaction status. I can drag this here. Yeah, this is nice. So the next one is to bring in our map and use the state. So I'll bring in the map. Select head count. And then down here, we'll select the state. I'll bring it down here so we can have our state well positioned. Let me take out the background and the title. Okay, so here another thing you can do is to make the bubbles bigger, format it the way you want it. So you can go to the bubbles here, you can make it bigger. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, one last thing is on the salary. So let's look at this. So we need a card for the salary and a multi-row card for salary per department. So let me go back here, copy this card, paste it here. Okay, then I can drag it down here. Here we don't have the salary total, so let me create a new measure for salary. And after that, we'll bring in our salary per department. And I think we are done. And also, those little icons on top here. Okay. Creating a new measure. This is going to be salary equal to sum Let me try it again. New measure. Okay, so salary equals sum salary. Okay, so I have my salary total now. I think the other one is still there. We can take it out. The most important thing is to have the salary, measure and use it where it is needed. Okay, so let me select this. Take out the head count and then select salary. Okay, so we have this now. For the salary, I want it to be in millions and have some maybe decimal. So here I'll select millions and then decimal places 2. Okay, so I need a line, so I'll insert a line under this. Minimize this and then take it to the top there. Okay, and the next thing to do is to bring in our multi-row card. We'll select the salary and select department. Okay, so we take out the category labels. I'll drag this to the top there. Okay. Take out the background. Go back here. Make this bolder. Maybe use this color. And then for the cards, we'll make this bold. Yeah, so it looks quite the same. So when we come here, we see our total. I think it's dark blue here. Something like this. So I think we are almost done. Almost. In fact, we are done, but we need to add these icons. So let me just quickly do that so we can wrap up. Okay, so here I'll go to the top, insert. Sorry, I'll just go to insert, select image. The first image to select, maybe let me use the female one quickly. Reduce it or resize. Take it here. Good. Male. Where do I have the male? Select this. I'll make this available for you just in case you need them. Bring it down and place it here. Terminated. I got some icon. Let me see if that is okay. I think it's dismissal. You can see the guy holding his laptops going home. Or holding something. I don't know if it is laptop or TV or something. So let's just drag this and put it here. We can make it smaller. Active. Insert image. I saw something like this. So let me use this. Make it smaller. Drag it here. Make it smaller. Then head count. Head count. So we can just take something like this, a group. So we take a group, we'll reduce it, or resize, then we put it here. Good, nicely done. So now you can see we are done with whatever I wanted to show you. This is nice. All the best. Thank you so much for your time.